So I'ma get more. Yeah, I'ma get more. Bitch, close the door. The shit on your nose. She said she want more. She said she
Welcome. This service is provided by freeconferencecall.com. Please enter your access. Please announce yourself.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out. Yep. Oh. Hey, Tara.
Hey, Bob. How are you?
Are you guys keeping Irwin under control?
Yeah, I haven't seen Irwin in probably over a week, probably.
Oh, wow.
You bragging or complaining?
I don't know. It's weird though not seeing all you guys every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He's been calling me on the phone to talk about Walker Texas Ranger episodes, so he's still around.
Oh, jeez.
Andrew Hutchinson.
Trey Biddy.
Yeah.
And I got questions.
That out the other day.
Are you doing some producing? Because I heard Rick Cassidy or somebody say, thanks for Tara for coming in and producing.
Notice.
It's a different Tara. There's two of us.
Ah.
Yeah, Tom, there's two of them.
Is that Jason?
Yeah,
Wow, is Jason
Behind-
Carroll going to be on one of these calls?
he is.
Always lurking.
Hey, well, why
He's
don't
bored.
you guys put Jason on the air one night? That'd be cool. I think everybody would enjoy that.
Hey, I've been saying that for a while.
Jason, no response.
Nate Allen.
Hey, Nate.
Hey, Bob. I figured they'd be more honest than that by now. Nope, somebody just came in.
Yeah, there's probably a dozen or more on here.
Yeah, I think we'll have plenty of transcribers today.
By my count, we should have 10 of us. So sounds like we'll have plenty.
Yeah, we can ask Jalen Cattle on how much did you benefit with that kneel down they put you in for last?
When you get that phone, Nate? 1980 something?
I think you're right.
$1 waiting on a dime. I would say.
Yeah.
Andrew, wasn't that your very first presser?
Yes,
I
that was
got
my
this
first
phone
press
from Ron
conference.
Higgins.
What an introduction.
Hey, Kyle, are you on here?
Yes, sir.
Hey, to save me from asking it, do you know if all these guys are in, Mansfield and Greenwood and Magnolia, Texas, or where they happen to be located?
I know Mike is back in Houston, and then I believe Jalen is in Mansfield, and Grant, I'm not sure if he's still here or back home. My guess is, he's married, so my guess is he's here.
Oh, okay. All right.
I didn't know he was married. When did he get married?
Got married in early January. Yeah, I think
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
early January, something like that. In the last few months.
Danny West.
Oh, hey, Danny, this is Bob. I was wondering what it was that got you got y'all riled up the other day on Twitter. I saw you said you were mad about something, but I didn't know. I couldn't figure out what the deal was.
Sorry, had you on mute, Bob. This guy in our neighborhood moved in from Oklahoma. He was making fun of our schools and our roads. Struck a nerve with me.
The guy from Oklahoma? They're so advanced over there. Heck, they had two senators.
He's got a lot of room to talk.
Oklahoma roads are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're driven through Oklahoma at night. There's no street lights.
Hey, you're just lucky to have streets.
Is that because you've got like a notification set up, Danny, for anytime somebody mentions Arkansas? Or you said it was a guy in your neighborhood. What'd you say, Trey? Not for it. Grant Morgan.
Hey, Grant.
What's up, guys?
Hey, man, thanks for being on.
Yeah, appreciate it.
We'll get started in just a minute, all right?
Yeah, that sounds good with me.
All right, appreciate you, kids.
Y'all remember to mute if you're not the one talking, because Jason Carroll was doing a lot of complaining about that. Whining, actually.
I thought
I'm gonna take care of that part.
Kyle muted everything, or before the last couple ones, he muted it, and you know, we're all muted other than the one talking.
Yep, I'll take care of that on my end.
Jason
That
says,
worked
Tom, pay
fine.
attention. I don't really know what that means. Yeah. I think so.
Dudley Dawson.
Jalen Caroline.
Jalen, what's up, kid?
What's going on?
How are you, man?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm good, man. I miss hearing your voice.
Yes, sir. It's been a minute.
Good deal. We're waiting on Mike, and as soon as Mike gets on, we'll get started, all right?
Yeah, all right. Sounds good.
Muted.
All right, let's get going. Appreciate y'all jumping on the phone call with us and working with us again on these calls. And really the only way we can get this done and everybody spread out. So appreciate y'all and your patience. So Jalen and Grant are with us, and when Mike gets on the call, I will let everybody know, and we can include him in what we're doing. But if we can do like we did the other day when we had Heston and Casey, if you can please address who your questions for, and if you want to, I'm going to do my best to introduce you guys to our players so they know who they're talking to. But if you can make sure that you try to address who the questions to, that'd be better for all of us. Keep in mind, a lot of these things are not answered yet, and these kids are going through a lot, trying to figure this out as we go through this. So they'll do their best to answer the questions, but keep in mind there'll be a lot of I don't knows because no one knows yet. So I'm going to mute everybody's line like we've done the last couple of days. I think that's worked well. But with all that being said, Tom, you want to get us started? Tom, can you hear me? Looks like Tom's having an issue. Bob, you want to get us going?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. I guess this would be for both guys, and Grant, maybe you could take it first, and then Jalen. What are you guys? How are you handling this? And have you guys gone through some of the virtual, I guess, video conferencing yet? And if so, how's that going? If Grant could take it first.
Yeah. Can y'all hear me all right if I'm on speakerphone?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, from my aspect, I feel like we're taking it pretty well. The way everyone's been responding in the group text and just the linebacker group text, like everyone's really still holding each other accountable with like workouts and us just being apart from each other. Coach Odom told us, he sent us like the first week we were gone, he said, this isn't time off, this is just time away. So there's a difference in that. But no, regarding the virtual stuff, we hit that head on. We've been doing a pretty good job at that this week. And I know the linebackers, we haven't been meeting as a whole defense because I feel like that'd be a ton of people. But we've been holding it. We've been keeping our fundamentals down, just our basis of what this defense wants to be. I think that people have really had a good attitude throughout this whole time and just known that like they can't do anything, like this isn't in our control at all. And we're just having trust in the people that are making the right decisions for us.
Okay, and then Jalen, if you wouldn't mind taking that too, just how you're kind of handling it and how the virtual conferencing is going with you.
Yes, sir. It's going good. I think same thing as Grant said. I think we're all being really great on communication. You know, I know as a safety group, we're doing real well with having a little just Coach Odom just checking up on us, seeing how we're doing, making sure we're refreshed on everything we've learned so far, and making sure we're on top of our schoolwork and all the online classes and everything. And I know that people are making sure they get some type of productive work where they're at. So I think Grant said it best. You know, I think everybody's doing good with communication. Strength staff is making sure we're on top of everything as far as physical, nutrition, all that. So it's definitely a transition different from what a lot of people have done, but I think we're handling it really well as a unit.
And then maybe also for both of you, I know how hard you guys must have worked in the winter to, you know, get in the best condition and get stronger and all that kind of stuff. And then how do you think you're doing in terms of trying to maintain what y'all built up? And do you have weights at home, or are you doing, you know, I don't know, push-ups, or just what are you guys doing to try to maintain what you built up, and how do you think that's going? Maybe Grant, you could go first again.
Yeah. Speaking for myself, I have a buddy that owns a gym, and he gave me the keys, and so we've been going every day by myself and just doing that stuff. But for speaking as a team, I know that our team is sending out different like types of workouts every single day. Coach Ellis and Coach Walker sending stuff every single day of what you can do to maintain your lower body, maintain just your muscle, your lean muscle mass. But I know in the linebackers, we've kind of all been talking smack to each other, like joking around, like who's the one's getting fat, who's the one's getting lean. But we've all held each other accountable. And I know the one thing that we've fought so hard in the winter is just how to get our like conditioning better, how to get stronger, because we're going to be playing a whole different type of football again. And just to be able to maintain that this spring while we're not there is big for our whole football team and just the whole state of Arkansas to see like what we've put a bunch of work in just in those 3 months of this new coaching staff being here. And we don't want it to, I know every single person on this team has a chip on their shoulder to not want it to fade away. So I know everyone's taking care of their business while they're home.
Okay, and Jalen, I guess do you have somebody got you a key for a gym, or what are you doing?
Oh man, I got a friend. He has his own personal gym as well, so I'm able to go in and work out. I do that every single day, and I have a trainer back at home too. So field work wise, I get a lot of stuff in today. Like I'm gonna get some work in later on today, field work wise and stuff like that. But I know as far as safety unit goes, I know a lot of people are finding a way to stay on top of their workouts as far as either getting in the gym, doing dumbbell work to get stronger. If they're doing field work, to find a field they can go to and work out. So I know my DBs as well, but I know the unit as well as the team. I know everybody is finding a way to find work. But, you know, like I said, it's a transition, but, you know, this is what builds a team. This is what you find out who's the strong out of everybody. So I feel like our team is doing a really good job of just being communicative and finding access to find work, basically. And I think that's just going to separate everything. So it's good to know there's a lot of people out there that are on our team that are trying to find a way to get their work in.
Okay, well, I had some other stuff, but I'll go ahead and turn it back over to Kyle.
Tom, you want to give it another shot? Yeah, Tom, we still can't hear you. How about Trey? You there?
I'm here.
Hey, Trey.
I'm good to go.
Great.
I was curious, Grant, you can take this first. How are the online meetings? The coaches get 2 hours a week. Is that like, do you guys do it in groups, like all linebackers get on a Zoom meeting call, or is it one-on-one? How is that done exactly?
So we're doing just position groups right now, just to be able to keep everything fresh in our head. And what the linebackers are actually doing, we're going through Microsoft Teams. It's an app that you can be able to like pull up different documents and pull up different like things while you can still see people's faces. So like he can look at all of our faces and we can still be interactive, but then he can pull something up and show us like what our 4 rules and our bottom line are for our defense. And we can just look at different like aspects so we see his computer screen and his face, and then we see, so it's like a Zoom on steroids, I guess. But other than that, like we had a couple, like we have like a Socrative test, and he sends us out tests every single day, and it's like a 15-question test over like, if this happens, how do we respond as a defense? How do we respond as a Mike linebacker to this? And so we've been we're not really implementing anything new right now, just because this is like really the first hard week we've jumped into it. But we've been really just keeping everything fresh and reminding everybody what we've done over the spring.
So is it like 1-2 hour meeting for the week, or do you break it up 30 minutes a day or 1 hour this day? How is it done?
We broke it up every single day into Monday through Thursday, and then we had a couple like Bumper today called us and we all did like a little FaceTime thing with just us, like the linebackers, and so like we're doing a lot of stuff. Like we have a bunch of like linebacker group texts without the coaches, and we talk and get all together and that still. But I don't know I know this past week we did it all. We spread it out throughout every single day. We used the time limit through every day. I don't know how we're going to do it next week, because I guess someone was saying, I saw something on Twitter, and you guys may know more about this than I do, but something about it changing to more time limit. But so I'm guessing we'll probably still do the same thing. We'll break it up Monday through like Friday or Monday through Thursday.
Grant, what's the structure of this defense? What's the base structure of this defense? We've heard, that there'll be a 3-4, a 4-2-5. What does it look like it's going to be? Because Coach Odom's run just about everything. Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, I would be very shocked if we ran anything less than everything this year. So we're gonna when we say base and we send out everybody, it's gonna be a 3-2-6, and it's like a variation. It's a variation off 3-3, but you have an extra nickel and you have an extra DB to be able to stop the passing that everyone wants to do, but you got the variation with the middle safety to be able to come down and fit the run gaps with stuff that we needed and stuff that we're going to need this year. And
Jalen can talk more about the middle safety type. But we already have a couple. We have like a razor. We have different Jack Okie, different type of things that we have where we can put 4 down. We can run a multiple defense through over-unders. And when we do 4 down, we have a lot of different personnel that we have from last year because we were 4 down on defense. And it's just, it fits more smooth. We haven't put a ton of that in just because we have a ton of people that already know how to run that. We're just going to change the verbiage. But no, 3-2-6 would be our base. But you know Coach Odom. You've seen his stuff in the past. Missouri's had a very good defense. Like Memphis had a very good defense with him, so he knows what to do to get people in the right spot and to get them to be a successful defense.
This will be my last question for now. I've got more, but I'll pass it on to somebody else. But this is for Jalen. Just kind of to piggyback on that a little bit, your role in this defense, are you one of these extra safeties, or are you a free safety, strong safety, nickel? And also, what are these positions called specifically, since there are 6 defensive backs? Sometimes, we hear stuff like razor, bandit, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I think I love Coach Odom what he's doing right now as far as everything goes, that we don't have a depth chart as far as who's 1, 2, or 3. I think he believes in our DBs and that everyone can play right now. So we're kind of rotating the spot. So, one day you might be a free safety, and the next day you might be a boundary safety or a strong safety. Or one day you might be a nickel, and, before you know, you might get moved to corner one time to see how you are. It's just, I think he wants to see how your mind works, make sure you know every single spot. And I think that's what he's really trying to emphasize, make sure the defense is always on the same page, and make sure everybody knows the positions, what everybody's supposed to do. But like Grant said, I think, base is going to be a 3-2-6. But just like seeing Coach Odom, what he's done in the past with his teams, we'll probably have a lot of things get installed and put in down the road and stuff like that. But, like I said, I think everyone's real flexible as far as where they can play. So you really can't get comfortable in one spot because you have to know everything, because you never know where you're going to get put in that position. So I know I'm working middle safety right now and a little bit of strong, but like I said, I'll probably end up moving around, just try every position and see. And from there, Coach Otto will make his decision based off of, where I best fit at to help defense out, be most successful.
And just real quick, Jalen, could you just name the spots? You said middle safety, strong safety, I assume is free safety, nickel. What are all the
So, of course, 2 corners. You got 2 corners, of course, and then you got middle safety, boundary, strong, and then you have the nickel. That's what the positions are.
Okay, thanks. I'm good for now, Kyle.
Thanks, Trey. Tom, third time's a charm.
How about this time? Can you hear?
Go ahead, Tom. Hey, Tom, can you repeat that? You kind of cut out there. Yeah, Tom, we can't. We can barely hear you. A little better, but it sounds like you're underwater. All right, Tom, we're going to come back to you. Nate? Nate, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I sure do. Grant, you made the comment about, playing a different kind of football. Just what do you mean by that? And, what do you mean the different kind of football?
Well, different kind of football as in just the mindset of who we're rallying behind. And we're trying to be a whole different brand. Like we don't want to go back and do what we did last year. We don't ever want to repeat what we did last year again. I don't care how many years Arkansas football is here. When I say different kind of football, I want to be able to be we want to be winners in the win column every single weekend. But we just want to be tough. We just want to have guys that want to play football. We want to just set an example for what years to come. It's just like we want to be that first team to start something here at Arkansas. When I say different, obviously a lot of things are changing differently. Like we're changing to a whole different defense. We're going to be swarming the football. We want to have a ton of turnovers. We want to be able to just be just guys that are around the ball. And conditioning wise, like I was speaking earlier about the winter conditioning, like we've been working on a lot of speed training. Like we're working on a lot of just power movements and stuff that we did in the past, but we're putting so much emphasis on it this year. And we have guys buying in, changing their bodies like crazy. And I know the offense right now and the little stuff that we did just with them, like without any coaches, like I know the offense is going to go really quick. And I'm not going to speak for Mike, but I know the receivers are really bought into it. And like they're lining up super quick. Like this is the fastest we've seen the offense just going. And like we just want to be able to just be what we want to, like what we want to put on the field, what we talk about. And that's just always what we've always tried to do, but what we're going to plan on doing this year.
Was the weight room different? I mean, did y'all do different kind of drills this year with Coach Walker than you did previously?
Yes, we did. We've done a lot of stuff where we call it, if we do like last year at this, like the winter conditioning with the old staff, we would do different kind of competitions. We do team competitions as our like team. It was like team bonding, but it was also like during mat drill time. We did mat drills with the old staff, and this year's staff is a continuous circuit where we really just had no breaks at all, and we were just continually moving like it was a game, but it was based around like 6 seconds of a game. And so your rep was 6 seconds and you got a little break, and then it was 6 seconds and you had to run to every single aspect of the field, where we would change different coaches, where they would coach you a different drill and you had to learn on the spot, and they would change up the drills every other day. So you would just have to adapt to them. It's just stuff that we haven't been put into, and it made us uncomfortable, and it made us grow through it. And once you finally got comfortable with it, and then they would change it again. So it's just stuff like that. It's the little things that people don't realize. Like we have guys buying in more than we ever have. We have seniors that have changed the bodies completely. We have freshmen that are looking at these seniors saying, okay, well, I guess this is the time. Like I'm not going to wait till my senior year. Like, and they're all fighting for a spot. So it's just good. The culture around the facilities, just from it's not Coach Pittman's team. It's not Graham Morgan's team. It's not anyone else's team. It's Arkansas. We're all in this together. And I just want everyone to realize, like, we're changing it through as a culture from the players out, and it'll just change around the state too.
Thanks. Jalen, just as your redshirt year, because I guess you had one game where you just came in and kind of did a kneel down. Just the Western Kentucky game, is that really where you kind of made it as worthwhile as a redshirt year could be for you, as far as getting playing time?
Oh, yeah. I mean, how the games went last year, you know, played Western Kentucky, and it was good to get that experience and get kind of that game under my belt where I actually got a good amount of reps and a good amount of plays under my belt and stuff like that. But at the same time, it was a humbling year for me to kind of look back and learn from the older guys and kind of see how things were ran. You know, like Cam Curl, who declared and is now in the draft, you know, that's someone who I kind of looked up to and someone I watched who did things the right way and played the right way. And I think that was something that I was glad I was able to see and learn from. And, you know, Joe Fouché, who played last year too, kind of learned from him a little bit. And all the other DBs, stuff like that, who played. So, and just the defense itself. But, yeah, it was really good to get that game under my belt and be able to kind of finally get back out there and get back into the groove of things. So, you know, I'm kind of excited to see how things are going to work down the road. But, you know, right now I'm just keeping my head down, working hard, doing everything right, and making sure that I do my best to make sure I put the team in the best position. And then, you know, I think from there, everything will take care of itself. So that's kind of my mindset on things.
Like Grant's been through so many of these coaching changes, but this is for you the first time. How's it been adjusting to, you know, just a whole new staff compared to the staff that recruited you?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a transition, but I think that's what built us so strong with that. We had the older guys just kind of who've been through it before, kind of give us some guiding points and kind of just lead us through it all. And I think the staff came in. I think Coach Pittman did a really good job of just emphasizing what he's about and making sure we understand that he loves every single person on the team. He wants every single person a part of all this. You know, there was no weeding out or anything like that. He wanted to make sure he established his viewpoint on making sure that we're all bonded as a team. We all come together as one and making sure that everyone's in this together. So it's been a great transition. I've loved the new strength staff, how they operate, the workouts we've been doing, along with the coaches and the meetings that we have, and you know, just kind of giving us life lessons too, making sure that we're good at life, academic-wise too. So all together has been really great so far, and I'm excited to see how things go down the road.
And finally, for both of you, I guess I'll ask Grant first. Just not having spring ball with a new staff, how big a blow is that for y'all to try and deal with and get started, fresh next August?
I'm not going to say it's a huge blow for us just because we have a first coach. Like, yeah, it sucks, but life's about two things. The things that happen to you and how you respond to them. So we're responding really well. We got to look in hindsight and see that every other team's going through this right now. So why can't we benefit from it more than anybody else? So we're trying our hardest to take one step above everyone right now and use this as an advantage. This isn't a threat to us. This is an opportunity. So to see that every other team's having to go through this right now, it's kind of not a thing that we're like going down on because we know we can't control it, but we can control our mindset to it.
And Jalen, same thing.
Yeah, like Grant said, I mean, every team in the country is dealing with this, so it's just who's gonna make the most out of it and who's gonna stay on top of things as far as physically and mentally. And I think so far we've handled it really well, and I think it was really good. I think it would have been good for us to have spring ball for sure. You know, I wanted to get out there for my first spring ball, but, that's life. Sometimes you get hit with something. It's just who's going to respond when things like this happen. And so I know based off of the attitude we've had throughout this whole process, I know that as a team we're handling it really well. I know people are taking care of things on their own, not just physically, football-wise, but academically too, and just mental-wise. So I think everybody's going to do great with this, and when we finally get back on campus and get back into things, I don't think we're going to be. I think we'll be one step ahead based off of our production so far.
Thanks to you both. Pass them on to whoever's next.
Thanks, Nate. Tom, you want to try again?
Well, I'm on my laptop now. Can you hear me?
We can.
All right. Jalen, I'm wondering about the 2 hours per week. What you guys do in that? What do you get out of it?
Oh, we get a lot out of it. We've done a great job of being on time, making sure we're locked in. Coach Odom said we talk 30 minutes of ball, but those 30 minutes are critical because every single second counts. That 1 second can be the determining factor of everything. So no matter how you get it in, you got to get it in while you can. So those meetings are really, we take those really very serious, and we make sure we get the most out of it. We'll kind of just go through some, just kind of refresh us on what we're going to do as a defense, make sure we know our spots and everything, and also just kind of talk about like life lessons, making sure we're good in life, make sure we're knowing everything that's going around society and making sure that we're educated on that. So I think Coach Odom does a great job with our DB group of just emphasizing not only just our coverages and our defenses as himself, but also just making sure we understand life lessons and stuff like that and make sure that we become better men as well. So we take those 30 minutes real seriously, and we make sure we're locked in when that time comes and stuff like that. So that's kind of how that works out.
I want to ask you about the attitude you took into the off-season conditioning, because Coach Pittman touted you as a guy who's been leading and just been really impressive.
Oh yes, sir. I mean, I've always carried myself to work hard no matter what the situation is. So when a new staff came in, it wasn't going to change how I worked as a man. So I always attacked every single thing I did like it was the last drill I was going to ever do. And that's just kind of how my mind process is. And I think what made it even better was just seeing the commitment of the team itself, and just everyone, and the leadership we had with the older guys. The older guys kind of set that foundation, and now we just have to carry that on and make something out of it. So I just want to be that guy that everybody looked at and said, yeah, that's the guy that works hard. That's the guy that's going to put everything on the line, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. So that's kind of the impression I want to have for my teammates. It was just that sign of respect. I just want to make sure they respect me as a worker and know that when I step on that field, or if I step in that meeting room, or wherever I step at, it's going to be me giving everything I have for the team. So that's kind of what I wanted to leave my impression as.
All right. In fall camp last year, you had some pick sixes, and we were a little surprised that you didn't get in the rotation a little bit more. What do you feel like was holding you back from getting in?
I don't know. That's kind of a coaching and player thing. But at the end of the day, last year was just last year. What happened last year. I'm worried about the future. What's down the road. I was just glad I was able to get a game under my belt and able to play and get some reps in and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm just worried about what's down the road for me, and to help this team out be the best it can be. And I plan on doing the same thing for fall camp, just working hard, just keeping my head down, and just making sure I put my defense and put my team in the best situation it can be for it to be successful. So, and then just keep learning and keep growing as a man, as a player, and just let everything else take care of itself. So that's my plan going down the road, and going from there. And then hopefully if I take care of all that, I'll be able to make an impact on the field. But at the end of the day, I just want to grow and just be the best player I can be.
Okay, cool. Kyle, do you have Mike Wood yet?
No, we're trying to track Mike down.
All right. I'm ready to pass it on. Thanks.
Hutch.
Yeah, Jalen, I was just wondering, I guess you had shoulder surgery late in the year. Could you maybe tell us, how that injury happened, when it happened, and how has the recovery gone, and are you 100% now?
Yes, it happened actually back in high school, and I kind of been dealing with it, but it really didn't affect me until kind of into the season. I started feeling it a little bit as far as I made contact or using my shoulder whatsoever. So that's when they kind of went to the trainers, and they kind of told me what the situation was. I had like a slight tear in my labrum, and so I already had 3 games under my belt. So I just played that Western Kentucky game, and just kind of got surgery after that game. But shoulder healed really good. The trainers did a really good job with me and making sure that I was consistent with my therapy and making sure I was on time. And they gave me some great workouts to do. And my shoulder's 100% now, and I'm good to go, and I'm fully active to do everything. So once everything kicks back off, I'll be good to go. But, yeah, I'm making sure that I keep the therapy consistent down here, too, make sure I do some shoulder workouts to make sure it stays as strong as it can be. So shoulder's feeling great, and like I said, when things get back going, I'll be good to go.
And I guess you said it was kind of bothering you all year. So, is that maybe what led you to not playing as many snaps in those first 3 games, or would you have preferred to play a little bit more in those games? How was that?
Every person wants to be on the field if they wherever they get the chance to. So I don't think that was a factor of anything me playing, because I know Joe had a shoulder problem too, but he played through it, so I know it was something that I could play through it as well. There's like Hayden Henry, a linebacker, he had a little shoulder problem, but he played through it as well. So I don't think that was a factor or anything like that. But yeah, like I said, it was just one of those things where it's out of my control. I just, like I said, I just kept my head down, worked hard, learned, just kept growing. And so, I'm just glad that it's back to 100% now, and I'm able to hopefully reach my full potential as things go down the road. But like I said, I'm excited for things that are going to happen down the road.
Gotcha. And Grant, I was wondering, you said you've got a friend that has a weight room and everything you're able to work out in, but you're working out by yourself. Is that difficult doing that with yourself compared to a team setting? How is that different?
Okay, so you caught me lying, Hutch. I'm not gonna lie. I work out with my wife, Sydney. She's there. So not alone. But, yes, different from working out with the team. I grew up, my dad and brother, they've always, it's always been just them pushing me, and I hated it because Drew would always lift more than me. So I had to find an internal way, and that's what made Drew so good too. We had to find internal ways to push ourselves. And I think anybody in the SEC really has that same little motor. Like, they don't have to be next to a team to push themselves. And it's been difficult, just the super quick transition, because we didn't expect to be here. But us being here now for this, I think, our third week off or second and a half week off. And I think if you're on a team in college football and you're not working out or finding a way to work out or finding your own motivation, then you're going to be the guys that people are going to say, wow, they really didn't take a step forward over that break. But no, it's been challenging, but I'm not going to say it hasn't been done. I've done well, pushing myself, finding new ways to work out. I've become my own personal trainer. It's pretty fun. I create my own workouts. I create everything, all the way down to motivation. I make my own meals. We're becoming chefs. So it's fun. It's a fun little break, but it's something I don't want to be here. But it's got to be done. But I know it's been fun.
Gotcha. Well, that's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we've got Mike Woods on the call with us here. Let's go back up here to Tom. He has some for Mike.
All right. Hey, Mike, we kind of went over this with the other two, but the 2 hours per week that you guys did this week, can you describe what those are like? What do you get out of them, and can you handle more?
We did basically normal position meetings that we're already used to doing, can actually meet up. So, I mean, it was good. We went over some things we needed to go over, and it kind of was a refresher to our minds. So I thought it was real good. We got some good things out of this week, and we could definitely handle some more.
How comfortable do you feel with the playbook right now, and how important is it that you guys get out and do it on the field? I mean, because this team hasn't had one spring practice.
Yes, sir. We are all pretty comfortable with it right now. Like I said, we just had to get a little refresher because it's been a little minute since we could actually meet up with it. But obviously, getting out on the practice field would do us a lot of help, and we need that. But as far as knowing what we need to do, I believe that we're pretty good here in that phase.
And I had one question for you about Felipe. What have you made of him, his makeup, and his potential to become a leader on this team?
His makeup. He's a big dude, and he can really throw the ball. And as far as being a leader, I think he came in and did a great job. Guys respect him. He's loud. He let guys know like what's up when you need to let them know. So I think he'll be real good for us, and I'm excited.
Okay, I'm moving on. Thanks.
Unmuted. Muted.
Bob, you got more questions?
Yeah, I guess this would be for Grant and Jalen. You know, it's at the end of the year, playing Barry Odom's Missouri team in Little Rock, and then I guess within a few weeks he's your new defensive coordinator. What do you guys think about that? And just kind of what's it been like? What's your take on Coach Odom? Maybe Grant, you could take that first, then Jalen.
Yeah, I'll just say I'm super happy he's on our side. I'm tired of playing him, and I'm glad he's on our side. I'll give him that because he's a dang good coach, and I've noticed that and realized that right away. I met him early January. I came back up here. Or no, it might have been whenever it was the first week he got hired. It was like his first time in Fayetteville almost, and I drove down here. I drove back up to Fayetteville, and me and Bumper met with him, and I've liked him ever since the day I met him. He's just a guy who you know is going to work his butt off, and just a guy I know that we can all get behind and just rally and play for. And that's what you need as a defensive, just a defense coordinator. You need a guy to just be able to play for and just be able to know that they're caring just as much as you. And ever since the day I met Coach Odom, he's been the same guy ever since then, and he's going to be the same guy, I think, from here on out. And I know Jalen probably knows him more, so I'll go ahead and pass to him.
Oh yeah, Coach Odom, he's consistent. He's a good guy. I mean, he'll come in and just kind of ask how everything's going, making sure we're all good. And then when it comes time to talk about ball, or when it comes time to talk about anything, I mean, it's all business and it's serious. You know, he's a serious guy, and he's really educated on the game. He knows what he's talking about. You know, I just feel like everything with him is just he makes sure it's precise and make sure everything is on point, make sure everyone's in the right spot, and it's not even just in football, just also in life, making sure we get life lessons out of everything we do and making sure that we grow as a unit and also as individually as a man. So first time I never Coach Odom, he's actually recruited me. He's the first coach to offer me too. So I think that was when I met with him, he kind of mentioned that too, saying it was destined to happen. So, you know, like I said, it's crazy how things work out. But like I said, I'm glad to have him as our defense coordinator, as position coach, because he's a great guy. Like I said, he knows his stuff, and I'm just excited to just learn his system and just kind of grow as a player with him as well.
And Grant, I guess I was out of it. I didn't realize you'd gotten married. Are you guys living in Fayetteville, or where are you guys living?
Yes, we have a house in Fayetteville. She's getting her master's in speech pathology right now. So she's up there at U of A. So she'll be done in, I think, next May. So we've been together for around 7 years now. So we got married January 4th, and we had all groomsmen, football boys and everything. But it was fun. But yeah, we're living in Fayetteville. We're down here in Fort Smith right now over this little break because there's nowhere for me to work out up in Fayetteville. So we're just kind of going back and forth, just checking on the house. But no, yep.
Nope. Okay. I'll turn it back over to Kyle.
Unmuted.
Thanks, Bob. Tara?
Yeah, you guys kind of touched on it a bit earlier, but maybe if we can just start with Mike on this one. Are you guys concerned at all about, not having a spring game and
How about
less,
Scotty?
Muted.
Yeah, Jalen, I guess just outside of the video conferences and the workouts that you're doing, what are you doing to stay busy? What kind of hobbies do you got?
Hobbies, I mean, right now, like all this, I mean, Netflix-wise, I just watch a lot of Netflix and YouTube, stuff like that. Like, I got the All-American and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to find new shows, things to watch to entertain myself. And I know, like, my parents got a couple board games that they want us to play, like Connect Four and stuff like that. So it's kind of bringing me back to my childhood and stuff like that. But, I mean, besides all that, it's really just working out and then just doing that right now. So I'd say those probably be my hobbies right now, to be honest.
And Grant, I was just curious how married life is going. Have you learned anything new about Sydney since you guys have been quarantined?
Yeah. She still likes me as of now, so I think I'm doing good. It's been 3 months. But, we've just living together. It's just fun. You learn things. I learn something new every day. Things I do wrong, things I do wrong again. But it's fun, especially being down here. It's fun, just a new aspect of it. But yeah, we've been staying busy. I've been fishing with some of my buddies we're keeping our 6 feet away distance. But we're just going through life, just trying to be as clean and washing my hands as much as I can. Other than that, just working out, kind of like Jalen, and figuring out. I hate watching TV. I don't watch Netflix. But we did a puzzle. That was fun. But other than that, just hanging out.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir.
Hey, did you have anything else?
You asking me, Kyle?
Yeah. Keep in mind we got Mike on here now too.
Yeah. Hey, I was wondering, Mike, first of all, if you could go over just a little bit more detail on Felipe, just kind of not so much, you talked on his, leadership and interaction with the team, but like what he brings to the table physically, what you've been able to see from him.
Well, we didn't get a chance to, see all of that. But as far as throwing routes with him, like I said, he got good zip on the ball. He can throw it deep. He's accurate. I think he's going to be real good for us. As far as running the ball, I think he'll be able to do that when he needs to. And so I think he'll be real good for us. Like I said, I enjoy catching routes with him and stuff like that.
A couple of other newcomers that you got at wide receiver, Darren Turner, and then at tight end, Blaine Toll. I was wondering if you could maybe touch on what you've seen out of those guys in the off-season workouts and stuff, what they could possibly bring to.
I think Blaine Toll is a very huge human, especially for his age, and I think he's gonna be real good. He's getting his technique down and stuff like that, but overall, he's just a very huge human, and I think he's gonna be really good. Who else did you say?
And Darren Turner.
Oh, yeah, DT. Yeah, he'll be real good for us, too, as well. He's going through technique and getting better every day. He's working out real good. He put on a lot of weight. He put on, 15 pounds or something when he came in. So he's up there, in the 200s. And so he's a good-looking dude as far as his body, and I think he'll be real good for us as well. So.
Thanks. Hey, Jalen. I was wondering if you could tell me the same about Miles Slusher, what you've witnessed out of him in the early part.
He knows the game. It's great technique. Has really good feet, and he has a real good understanding of where he's at. You can tell he's played the game since he was young. I mean, the way he moves, just his footwork itself. I mean, he's got real good feet. And I can just tell that, you can just tell by someone when they just know the game. You can tell he knows the game real well. He's going to be a really good player for us. And, I'll just watch out for him. He's had a really good offseason as well. He works hard. I know that he's one person that I compete with and push, and he pushes me too. So, watch out for him. He's legit. To say that he's legit.
Did you spend much time with Slusher when he was being recruited? Did you ever get a feel for where he was at?
So I spent on 7 with him, and I know that he had hit interest in Arkansas. So when he came up for his official visit, I was able to host him, and he really enjoyed it. We kind of talked ball a little bit, just kind of talked about his future and kind of the aspects of everything, saying, he could be taken care of and all that. But, he just is glad that it worked out. He came to Arkansas, glad to have him on the team, and, we're real cool with each other. He's, like I said, a good person, and like I said, he's a baller. So, Arkansas fans should be excited about him. I mean, he's legit.
Thanks, Jalen. It's the last one, but for Grant, I was wondering if you could tell me about the other two guys. And is it Burrell or Burley? I believe it's Burrell, but Kellen Burrell and also Julius Coates out of junior college. What you've seen from them in the off season?
It's Keelan Burrell. Keelan, he's with us. He's been working. We always joke with him. He's a young buck in the group, so we're always saying he's got to get out of that freshman mindset. He's got to become a college football player now and get out of high school. And so I called him and was joking with him about gaining a lot of weight while he was back in Louisiana. But he did well over these past 3 months. He was just adapting to the workout still and just coming along. We were bringing him along, and he was starting to learn everything. He's still a freshman. He's still adapting to just college life. You're being able to go to class, and now it's completely different. He's got to be able to do it online. But he looks well. He's a good frame, good build. He's an athlete, just like every other kid that comes from Louisiana. That kid's an athlete. And the Julius Coates, he's a guy you're going to look, and he's going to make, like Mike Wood said, Blaine Toll, he's going to make Blaine Toll look small. And thing is, Blaine Toll is a huge human being. And so Julius Coates, he's got that exact build that you want. He runs super hard. He's super quiet, doesn't talk to really anybody. Coach Walker got on to all of us and said that we needed to be more talkative to everybody, and especially him. And we all tried to talk to him. He's just like laughs and just giggles. But D-line, he's really fitting with the D-line with John Marshall and Isaiah Nichols and them, and they're really bringing him on. He has some forces of nature that you can't teach in football. You just God-given. And he's going to be able to use it. He's real strong, real quick, agile, everything. But we just got to bring him along. This is a big time for him. Hopefully the D-line, which I know they're still getting together. I was talking to John about it. And so just for him to be able to take a step during this time's big, especially coming from JUCO. But Coach Rhodes knows him a little bit. And so we're bringing him both along, but they're fitting in just right. They're good. They'll be all right with everything going along with everybody, and they're doing really good.
Appreciate you, Grant. I'm good. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Trey. Dudley, do you have anything?
No, I'm good.
Nate, did you have anything from Mike?
Yeah, I do. Mike, just wanted me to have Coach Stitt come back and continue coaching you.
Sir?
How about having Justin Stitt come back and return to continue coaching receivers? Just kind of what does that mean to you?
Oh, I mean, it was great because we don't have to go through the getting to know, like, because every other position group, they had a new coach. So it's like we didn't have to go through that whole phase of getting to know someone and getting to know the coaching styles and all that kind of stuff. Things kind of, as far as that, stayed the same for us. So we didn't really have to go through that change. So as far as having to get acclimated to the new coaching staff, that part made it a lot easier for us. So I thought that was a great thing for all of us to be able to keep the same coach.
And also with KJ Jefferson, has he been able to do anything, off his surgery? Have you all worked with him at all before?
Yes, sir. He's been throwing with us as well. I think he's been looking good. He's got some real zip on the ball. Like he throws that thing. Well, I think he's been looking real good coming off his shoulder injury. He's been working with the trainers every day, so and he's getting that flexibility back. And I think he looks real good. As we know, he's a big guy. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. So he's looking really good as well.
And finally, Grant said like defense, so he just feels it's a completely different type of football. Do you feel that same way offensively, that this is kind of a new beginning for y'all? Still there?
Mike, you there?
What did you say, sir?
As far as Grant said something about, like, on defense, they feel like it's a whole different type of football. Is offense kind of feeling the same way with the new staff and new beginning for y'all?
Yes, sir. It's like a new system, but for me, it's kind of close to my high school style of offense because Coach Browns, I believe he played under my high school head coach, and a lot of the offense has similarities. So my change, it was kind of like I had to go back to some of the high school like setup as far as with the offense. But I think it's simple for us all. So it really makes the game less thinking, I think, for all of us, and it allows us to play a lot faster. So I think it's a great system as far as being able to play fast.
Thanks.
Otis, do you have any?
Yeah, I do. I got one from Mike Woods. Talk about the other day. Coach Pittman was on here, and he talked about what a leader you've become at wide receiver. You're the leader of that group. Talk about that. Just Coach Pittman talking about that, and kind of how you stepped up in that role.
I mean, I don't really, honestly, I've tried to be more vocal, but as far as what I do on a day-to-day, I don't try to do or try to be that, like, it's just I just work hard and people just I guess gravitate towards that and feel like they like kind of like want to follow me in that sense, and so I'm more than happy to step up into that role. But that's just natural. Like I guess I just work hard and I just come every day with that mindset. Like we got to get better. Like we want to change what's been going on around here for the past years. So I just try to come in and attack every day, no matter how I'm feeling. And cause I feel like if I attack every day, even if I'm feeling bad, then these guys have no choice but to follow in my action.
Hutch, do you have any more?
No, I'm good.
Unmuted.
All right, I'm gonna open back everybody here. Do we? Does anyone have any more questions for Mike, Grant, or Jalen?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, this is Bob again.
Sarah, what you got?
Oh, sorry. We're just having some issues over here. I know you guys kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but is it concerning at all knowing that, you know, the time you have to learn this system and get reps in it right now is being cut back? Maybe just Mike, if you want to start that off.
All right, I'll start. I mean, it's not. I mean, as far as being concerned, no, we're not concerned because we're still keeping up with like the system and the playbook and stuff. And on top of that, everybody in the nation's in the same boat, and we just got to do what we can do to get that step ahead of everybody else right now, in this time right here, so we can come back whenever we're allowed to come back, and just be able to come back and be able to click and jump into things and not have to reteach stuff that we already went over and stuff that we're going over right now.
Yeah, I'm good, guys. Thank you.
So leading up to spring, we were farther than we ever were with the new defense. We obviously could go play a game right now, but we would not want to at all just because you have to be able to have certain things. But I feel comfortable enough, and especially the guys learning the defense and even the new guys, the freshmen and JUCO guys, I feel like we have a very good basis, like a ground level basis that we have established through Coach Odom and just the whole defense. But no, I think we're on track. I think we're a little ahead just because of this virtual reality or the virtual meetings and stuff, that it's going to give us a boost. But I really do think we'll take that extra step, and I think we're doing more than I think I have players that are friends that are on other colleges, and I think we're doing more than some of those guys already.
And Jalen, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I mean, I know Grant has more experience with new coaching changes in defenses. Like you said, it's sport defense you learned. So this is my second defense I learned. But like you said, yeah, it's very simple to the point. I think it fits where our defense is, and that's just being able to fly around and just make plays. Like I said, I know the defense has, like I said, we have a lot of DBs on the field, so I know it's like it all comes down to the DBs. But I think it's good for us because I think at the end of the day, I feel like our group is very athletic, and they're very agile. You can move around, you can do a lot of things, and like I said, I think the defense is based off of. I think everybody feels real comfortable about it. That's the main thing. I think everyone's, as far as us beginning it, I think everybody feels really comfortable about it. I mean, as far as when we go to our meetings, I think everybody knows what everyone's supposed to do, where everybody has to be at. And to have a defense like that at a very early stage, I think that's very effective. And I know we're only going to grow throughout the meetings that we have online and stuff like that. And I know we're all keeping very consistent communication on it too, make sure everybody studies the playbook and make sure we stay on top of that. So, but as far as the defense goes, I mean, like I said, it's very simple actually, and I know it's going to be very effective, and everybody can make plays in it for sure.
Okay, thanks, guys. I'm Kyle. I'm good, man.
All right, let me get everybody open back up here, and we will take last call here for questions.
Unmuted.
All right. Anybody else got any questions for Mike, Jalen, or Grant? All right. Thank you all.
Thank you, Kyle.
Appreciate it, though.
Stay safe.
Thanks,
all right.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for being on.
Nope.